If you're thinking about buying a Rivian, don't until you've watched this video. So Rivian gave me this Gen 2 Tri-Motor R1S for a couple of months. The exchange was pretty simple. No funds were involved, I get content, they get exposure, and feedback. Let's start with the pros. First of all, I think it looks really good, especially with these all-terrain tires. Second, this has the most optimized storage solutions I've ever seen. You get a ton of trunk space, even more space under here. I get ultra deep center console space. I get more storage space right down here, more storage space right here. Behind your third row, you have a really good amount of space, even more space if I fold down the third row. I have more storage space in this little cubby and more storage space under the floor. My family and I drove to Texas with 4 people and we didn't even need a roof box.
The range is also pretty good. It's doing about 340 miles with these all-terrains, but when I first got this dropped off, it had the range wheels and I was easily getting about 400 miles in the city, about 325 miles strictly highway.
It's also a monster off-road, arguably the best off-roader with fully independent suspension. It makes 850 horsepower as well, so it's super fast, but that's where the pros start to bleed into the cons. So if you're driving with family or kids in the car, odds are you're not using all 850 horsepower, and I'm willing to bet my entire channel that less than 10% of people actually will take this off-road. So if you remove those two things, you're left to focus on everything else, like build quality. And what is this? Maybe I'm being harsh. Even though it's 108, that technically does start in the mid-70s, but here's a car from China that's in the 50s. Next is the software. Wow. Dude, that's insane.
That's bad.
So I guess if you're not into tech, that's acceptable. Until you've been in something that's really good like Tesla. Their screens work better, they're more responsive, and they're 2K resolution. Even this screen from Chinese maker Li Auto has incredible responsiveness, it's 2K resolution, and it has virtually zero lag. Next is the sound system. Rivian dropped Meridian, which they used to have, to make their own sound system just like Tesla does. Except this is not as good as Tesla's. As a matter of fact, it's barely as good as a Bose sound system, and there's an entire forum dedicated to that, which is insane for a $108,000 car as tested. The other negatives are pretty small, but they do add up. Like the fact that if I fold this third row down, the only way to get it back up is to go around the side, pull the tab, and push it back up. This Volkswagen Atlas has a simple solution to that. Tab, pull up, and then to pull it down, same thing, easy. This also needs a digital rearview mirror. Whenever we came back from Texas, there was so much stuff in the trunk that I couldn't see out of 1/2 of the window. You could do what this company does and just use the backup camera as your rearview mirror. And that brings me to my last point. This needs significantly better charging. It says 10 to 80% in about 45 minutes, but honestly, I was getting more about an hour. I did get 45 about twice, but that was really best case scenario, and that's kind of insane for 2025. Despite this video, I really do like Rivian, and I had the honor of having RJ in my video during the R2 launch. There's a verse in the Bible that I love. It says, "Wounds from a friend are better than kisses from an enemy." And I really hope Rivian knows I'm just trying to be a friend.